I got a message yesterday asking me what a progressive Christian was. And he was very sweet. He said, I'm not trying to be mean. I want to know, which I appreciate. So the term progressive Christian is new to me. I have only used that to describe myself since maybe February, I would think. And it started as a response to Christian nationalism, as a shorthand of saying, I am not for any of this. That is not the Jesus I know. And I was at an advocacy training in January, I think. My representative, Vicki Goodwin, who I think is amazing, she's running for Lieutenant Governor of Texas, and I know a lot of Texans outside of Austin don't know her. I love her. She hosted an advocacy training and at the Capitol, which is amazing, right? Republicans are suppressing our vote, and the Democrats are trying to teach us how to interact with our government to make it work for us. It's a big difference. But when I was sitting there, a woman came and sat next to me, and she said, "Hi, I'm a progressive Christian." And I was just like, thank you. When you say that to someone, it's coded. I know that we love and accept gay people. We accept the right to have an abortion. We really care about the poor. We really care about immigrants. All of that is said by the term progressive Christian. And to me, progressive Christianity should almost be called regressive Christianity. It's just focusing on what Jesus said and taking him at his word, that was what's the most important. I have read through the New Testament several times. When I was in high school, they called my group of friends the God Squad. Okay? I was that Christian. I went to church 3 times a week. Very Christian. And I know my shit. And Jesus talked about money more than anything. He talked about the poor. And in Matthew 25, he talked about making sure that you are taking care of the thirsty, the hungry, the sick, the stranger, and the imprisoned, and the clothed, clothing them, the naked. He talked about this in relation to the end of the world. He said, when the end of the world comes and you are sorted, and some people go to heaven with Jesus and some people do not, he will ask you, did you take care of the hungry, thirsty, unclothed, stranger, sick, prisoner? If you took care of those people, it's like you did it for him and you're good. That's all progressive Christianity is it's saying, hey, we were commanded to do these things as Christians. The government can help. And I think that is a key thing with Republicans. I grew up around Republicans, is they're like, the government shouldn't do that. That should be on the churches. And to me, I say, well, the churches aren't consistent. We need a vast network to make sure that needs are met. The thing that government provides. I was always in church and I never received the help I needed. I needed counseling. I needed childcare. I needed mentorship. I needed all sorts of things that the church did not provide, and I wish my government had. But I was never poor enough. That's one of the issues, too, I want to start talking about more, is the people who are middle class and don't get anything from the government. The rich do and the poor do, and then those of us in the middle don't qualify for anything, and yet we still pay a huge portion of our income to taxes and get nothing from it. Not programs, you know what I mean. The rich get their subsidies, the poor get Medicaid and food stamps, and we just get bombs. Anyway, so that's progressive Christianity to me. I'm sure people have different opinions, but I think it's just shorthand for, hey, I'm a liberal and I love Jesus. I actually do what Jesus taught. Crazy, radical. And that's the thing, is Jesus was radical. Jesus was against religion. He was against the religious leaders. He was never actually hugely anti-Rome. He never was anti-government. The people he was the hardest on were the rich and the leaders of the religion. So let's just say all the billionaires, Zuckerberg, Bezos, Musk, Thiel, Ellison, all of them. And all of the people on the Christian right, the evangelicals. Those are the two groups that Jesus really hated. And yet, they're the ones who are the loudest and claim to be the voice of God. And Trump is on a mission from God, and they fully support him, though they are the least Christian people in the world. I've seen a tweet several times. It's like, it's really weird that these atheists are explaining Christianity to these evangelicals. And it's like, yes, it's a weird time. And so progressive Christianity is a shorthand for that. It's a, hey, I unconditionally love my neighbor because Jesus told me to. Crazy things like that.